Can you relate to the following scene?
Make a list of, okay, you're whiny, you are obsessive, you are insecure, you're gutless, you don't just sort of seize the day,
Hands up if you are an overanalyzer. Hands up if you are an overthinker. Hands up if you ruminate constantly, meaning that you obsessively take a situation and nitpick until basically there's nothing left. That you create multiple scenarios and multiple emotional reactions so you can always be
prepared.
Most importantly, have you claimed the throne of overthinker by actually reaching that pinnacle where you're overthinking that you're overthinking? If you want some blatant reasons of why you're doing this, and let me guide you through a few strategies of how to control and eventually stop yourself from doing this video is for you. Because overthinking, guys, is basically just a brain fart. We feel better once it happens, but we are embarrassed while we're going through it. And I'll explain this eloquent analogy later on in the video. Welcome back, folks. If you are new to my channel, make sure to introduce yourself in the comment section below. My name is Olympia. I have a degree in cognitive neuroscience. And what I like to do, I like to nitpick and dissect that pretty little brain of yours and see what makes you tick, but also what makes you talk. So help a girl out by smashing that subscribe button, giving me a huge thumbs up, ringing that bell so you guys know when I'm making new videos every Thursday. And let's start. Are you ready to give your mind a freaking rest? Are you ready to go on that freaking retreat that you very well deserve? Here's a few reasons why you are overthinking and why you are overthinking that you are overthinking. First of all, you're doing what we call future tripping. Basically, you're tripping about the future. You're doing what I like to call in my How to Overcome Codependency video, the what if game. So you're taking a situation and you are adding all these what ifs. And what this does, it creates an immense amount of stress, anxiety, and pretty much drains your energy for no reason. So why do you do this? Your pretty brain does this because you feel that if you overanalyze, overthink, you will always be prepared. But let me know in the comments below, does it actually ever work? Another reason why we love to overthink and overanalyze is because society has made us feel that to-do list and preparing is productive, which is not. It is not productive in the least. If you were going to use your overthinking and overanalyzing superpowers, let's try and do a bit more constructively. Let's try and do a constructive overthinking. So I mentioned the what ifs before. I want you to take down a paper because if I can teach you anything about rewiring your brain, putting your thoughts down on paper is a very powerful thing. Choosing those words to express those thoughts, very powerful thing. So I want you to take a paper and I want you to put all those what ifs down. So because you're an overanalyzer, we're gonna do something a bit controversial, right? We're not gonna stop you. We're not gonna tell you to stop overanalyzing, slap you on the wrist and be like, no, you shouldn't do this. So I want you guys to take all those what ifs and I want you to analyze what part of those what ifs are in your control. So here are a few examples. You have a presentation tomorrow at work. You're really nervous. And one of your questions is, what if I screw up and people make fun of me? Now, I'm sure if this is an issue, you're probably going to go on a myriad of questions and a myriad of what ifs and tangents, but let's stick with this one. What if you screw up and people make fun of you? Now, first of all, it's not in your control to screw up. I'm sorry to break it to you, you're not a perfectionist. You can't expect to be perfect. You can rehearse as much as you want, but that doesn't mean it will come out right. And second of all, you can't control people's reaction. Because think about it, what if you screw up and people laugh, but not make fun of you? Just basically think that you suddenly made the meeting, the presentation more interesting. That your basically screw up offered some kind of comical relief. Another thing that we love to overanalyze and what ifies, I think I'm gonna make that a word, what ifies, is what if he dumps me? So in this scenario, you're going through all the possible scenarios of what if he dumps me, what if he doesn't love me, what if he'll leave me. But if you want to overanalyze it, if you want to use those superpowers, like I said, you're going to realize that that is not in your control. The reaction you're having to that what if is based on someone else's opinion, is based on someone else's wants and needs. So if he dumps you, there's nothing you can really do about it. And some people will disagree and be like, well, no, because if I am sweet to him, or if I cook for him, or if I basically fulfill all his needs, that he won't dump me. But then you're not really being yourself. You're being a people pleaser. And then that could lead to codependency if it's not already, which is a whole different other problem. Make sure to check out my playlist on codependency just to get an overview of how to overcome it and what it looks like. But like I said, this is not something that is on you, which brings me to one of the other reasons why we love to overthink and overanalyze. So one thing that I've realized, because I am a huge overanalyzer, I'm not going to be a hypocrite here. This is things that I've tested on myself, and these are methods that I've tested on others. So one thing is that we're not really fearing the situation that will happen. So in my examples, we're not fearing the fact that we're going to screw up. We are afraid, we fear the fear. We are trying to protect ourselves emotionally because we are afraid to feel afraid. And one thing you can do is actually let yourself feel that feeling. Now, whether you want to lay down, you want to walk up and down the stairs, you want to pace around the room, you want to sing along, whatever floats your boat, but let yourself feel that feeling, the one that you are suppressing so much. And what you'll notice is that it's not that big of a deal. If you take out the feeling and from the actual situation, so let's say you screw up your presentation, what you are overanalyzing here is that you are afraid to feel what will happen if that situation comes true. So you're trying to prepare yourself by overanalyzing. But if you take that feeling out, you'll see that it's not really a big deal if you screw up a presentation. The consequences, no matter what, are bearable. You will live through it. And the same thing goes if the person dumps you. You are afraid, you fear the feelings that will come with that breakup. The heartbreak, the self-doubt, the, oh my God, I have to start over, or the, I'm gonna die alone. But if you take out those feelings and you look at that situation, how many people have gotten dumped? How many people have survived it? Chances are that you've already been dumped and you have survived it, and now you're being dumped again. It's just part of life. So if you take that out and you actually let yourself feel that feeling, it really gives you a more eye-opening perspective, which is what my channel is all about. And it helps you kind of tone down that overanalyzing. Because harsh truth time here, guys. If you take yourself, if you walk out of your body, if you see yourself from above, or hello to my 90s kids out there, if you go on the magic school bus and look at your brain and look at your attitude and your body language when you're overanalyzing, when you're overthinking, whatever you're feeling, people will know. So if you are overanalyzing that you are feeling self-conscious, that you are feeling doubt, that you are feeling not confident enough to do whatever you're asked to do, people will see that. Because whatever we feel, we project. So you're kind of screwing yourself over regardless if you're overthinking or not. So one of the things you can do is just get to the root of the problem. What is exactly, this is where the power of the pen comes in. What is it exactly that you are afraid? And instead of becoming action-oriented, becoming solution-oriented. So don't think about everything that's going to happen. Think about the solutions that you could do, that you could bring when those things happen, if they happen. Because like I said, overanalyzing, overthinking is basically a brain fart. None of us like to admit it. We all do it. It's very uncomfortable when it's happening. It's very uncomfortable when other people notice. But once it happens and until that next fart comes along, you feel pretty well. You feel relieved. So this is what I mean when I say let yourself feel that feeling, that thing that you are overthinking about. And especially if you are overthinking and overanalyzing about something that involves someone else, ask them. Don't make assumptions. The what if is basically a mere questions. It's basically assumptions. So instead of you going and driving yourself crazy, if you feel comfortable with the person that you are overanalyzing something over, go to them and ask them, are you angry with me? Do you feel that something's wrong? Is there something wrong? If it's a work-related thing, go to one of your colleagues that you trust and say, how can I be better at my presentation? Do you have any suggestions of what I can do to minimize the possibility of me screwing up? Like, do you have any input? It's not bad to ask people for help. So let me know if these things work. Make sure to check out my other videos on codependency and emotional manipulation. Don't forget, if you like what I said, to smash that subscribe button, ring that bell so you guys get notified when I make new videos every Thursday, and give me a huge thumbs up, and also share this video with people that need to hear it. And that's it, folks.